For months, viewers sensed something different about Craig Melvin. The familiar cadence of his voice remained steady, his professionalism unwavering, but longtime fans noticed the subtle shifts, occasional absences, a quieter presence, moments where the warmth was still there, yet carried with it an unmistakable gravity. For a man who has spent decades delivering the news with clarity and calm, the silence surrounding his own life spoke volumes. Speculation grew quietly, but Craig and his family chose privacy over headlines. This week, that silence softened. In a measured acknowledgement shared through trusted channels, it became clear that Craig Melvin has been navigating a significant health challenge, one that required time away, serious medical care, and a recalibration of both body and priorities. While details remain personal, the message was unmistakable. This was not a minor setback, but a moment that demanded humility, patience, and strength. For many, the news landed with emotional weight. Craig Melvin isn't just a journalist. To a generation of viewers now in their 60s, he represents reliability in a world that often feels unsteady. He's been present during national heartbreak, moments of triumph, and everyday mornings that felt lighter simply because he was there. To realize that he, too, was facing something uncertain reminded audiences that even the most composed voices carry private burdens. Those close to Craig say the early signs were easy to dismiss: fatigue that lingered longer than expected, a body that no longer responded the way it always had. Eventually, doctors insisted on answers, and answers require courage. But if Craig Melvin's journey revealed vulnerability, it also revealed something else: the quiet power of partnership. Lindsay, Czarniak, accomplished journalist and broadcaster in her own right, became Craig's steady center. Friends describe her as calm but fiercely protective, strong without needing to be seen. Accustomed to telling other people's stories, Lindsay shifted her focus inward, advocating, organizing, and holding space during moments when certainty felt far away. In a private reflection shared among friends, Lindsay reportedly said, "You learn quickly what matters when life slows you down. Everything else becomes noise." It's a sentiment many couples in their later years understand deeply, when health, time, and presence outweigh every professional accolade. Craig's career has always been marked by integrity. From local newsrooms to national broadcasts, he built trust not through theatrics, but through consistency. He asked thoughtful questions, he listened, and he showed up day after day. Facing a health challenge forced him, for the first time, to step back from that rhythm. And in that pause, something meaningful emerged. Those close to the family say Craig found grounding in the simplest routines: quiet mornings, unhurried conversations, time with his children that felt less scheduled and more sacred. Recovery, both physical and emotional, became less about returning to normal and more about redefining it. Support poured in from colleagues and viewers alike, messages from people who had watched him for years, many of them navigating their own health scares, caregiving roles, or life transitions, filled feeds with gratitude and encouragement. Fellow journalists spoke of Craig's generosity, his mentorship, and his unshakable calm in moments when newsrooms felt anything but calm. What resonated most, however, was not fear, but perspective. Craig Melvin's experience became a quiet reminder that strength doesn't always look like endurance. Sometimes it looks like listening to your body, like accepting help, like allowing love to carry you when momentum no longer can. Today, Craig is moving forward, steadily, thoughtfully, and with a renewed sense of balance. He hasn't returned unchanged, and perhaps that's the point. This story isn't about illness alone. It's about partnership that deepens under pressure, about a life spent informing others suddenly turning inward for reflection, about realizing that the most important headlines are often the ones we never read on air. Craig Melvin and Lindsay Czarniak continue this chapter quietly, grounded in gratitude, strengthened by perspective, and supported by a community that has grown older alongside them. Thank you for watching.
If this story resonated with you, please subscribe and turn on notifications so we can continue sharing thoughtful, human stories that remind us what truly matters. And let's send strength and appreciation to Melvin and Lindsay Czarniak as they move forward, together, with grace.